Okay, before we proceed, I apologize. I forgot to introduce somebody very special to us here. He is you're going to hear from him tomorrow morning at the prayer breakfast since he is our main speaker. But let me introduce to you today the president of the Pacific Justice Institute, Brad Davis. We have with us here today the treasurer of the state party, Mike Osborne. I called Mike today to stand by just in case he had to carry me again, because about some 20 years ago, I was, when I was running for CRP office, I had broke my foot about 2 weeks or so before I went to speak to the Ventura County Central Committee, and they were meeting on the second floor, and I was not aware of. So he had to carry me all the way, he keeps reminding me all the time, so now I remind him. Okay, I know I'm planning not to fall down this time, not on my face. Okay, our next speaker would be somebody that is not strange to us. We have heard of him before. We have had him at CRA functions, and also CRP, and the NFRW, the NFRA, Women's Fed, and he's a good friend of CRA. So I'd like you to give a good welcome to Eric Golub.
Thank you. At about 9:45 p.m., I will be making a mad dash to the airport. I'm on a red eye tonight, so when Mr. Donnelly is speaking, please do not take that as a slight. So if it's one person, it's a coincidence. If it's the whole room, it's a problem. And I haven't gotten much sleep, so if I fall asleep in front of my own remarks, feel free to throw a tomato. It's good to be among so many of my friends. You know, Brad, when I heard that you had the name Pacific Justice Institute, you're lucky that the other group didn't copy it, but there's another California organization that calls themselves the Pacific Justice Institute. It's the California chapter of the National Rifle Association. So, and I also want to say that wherever Jeff Walt and Howard Epstein are, there is no truth to the rumor that later on tonight, sponsored by the Zionist Crusader Alliance for World Domination, we will be having a hospitality suite where we will be sacrificing a live lamb in honor of the Trilateral Commission. I also want to say to my dear friend Rohit Joy, Rohit, we need young people, so keep up the hard work, and thank you for not telling people the truth about me, because you really are a great guy. And when nobody knew who I was, by the way, by the show of hands, how many of you have never ever heard me before? Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Well, I want to say there's one very special person to me. She was running the Reseda Tarzana Republican Women. She took a chance on a total stranger that she did not know. And since then, I've spoken in 46 states with number 47 on Sunday. I've already arranged 48 and 49. The last holdout is Kansas. I know they have a Republican Assembly chapter, so I have a feeling that you could all harass Jeff Locke. But the fact is, this started because you took a chance on me. Celeste, I love you always, and thank you so much for your questions. When I was first told that I was going to be speaking at a Saturday night dinner, I thought, I don't want to be in a room full of a bunch of narcissists who love themselves but hate this country and represent the worst of America. And then Celeste came up to me and said, no, honey, you're not speaking at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So it really was a sigh of relief that I found that I'd be among good people. You know, and people say that you can't even make fun of Barack Obama. You know what? I'm going to make fun of a man who's destroying the world in front of people who are trying to save it. And I'm tired of us being accused for everything. After the tragic Boston bombings, you know, I do want to say that the media coverage they did it fairly, responsibly, and accurately, but of course, that's according to unverified media reports. The fact is that the left hates us, and they are bullies, and we understand is forced. So let me say what I traditionally say, that it is an honor and a privilege to be among my fellow gun-toting, Bible-thumping, flag-waving, tax-hating, freedom-loving patriots who will not only take back this country, but in 2014 rip that gavel out of Harry Reid's cold, arthritic hands. You are the loveliest bunch of astroturf I have ever seen. And by the way, you don't look like a violent, angry mob. You look like a nice person. I bet you've never even been in Wisconsin or Occupy Wall Street protesting. And let me say right now, I condemn the police use of force against Occupy Wall Street. They did not use nearly enough. And this is actually not an LA fashion statement. I recently had LASIK eye surgery, one of the best things I ever did. I can see everything crystal clearly now. So the question is, what do you call somebody named Eric who can see everything crystal clearly? Well, you don't call him Attorney General. That's right. And if Barack Obama wants to stop gun violence in America, here's a good start. Tell your Attorney General to stop gun running. And when people complain about guns and schools, and they say, guns, schools, the only solution is an outright ban, or there's going to be more death and destruction, I say, yeah, you know what, you're right, shut down the public schools. We'll find a place for you, Lydia, I promise, you're fantastic. We'll get you a nice, good private school where the kids want to learn. The fact is our freedoms are under assault, and it starts at the top. So I have a message to President Obama. This is not about race. It's never been. We don't care that he's light-skinned or dark-skinned. The problem we have with President Obama is that he and his supporters are thin-skinned. They treat any criticism like an act of war, the only time they understand war, and then they tell us to go along to get along and be bipartisan. Now, when a liberal tells a conservative, be bipartisan, what that liberal is really telling the conservative is, shut up and agree with me. Look, if the left wants bipartisanship, here's the ways we can be bipartisan and we'll all get along just fine. First, let's compromise on gun control. And somebody like, what did that hippie with the long hair from the People's Republic of Los Angeles just say? Yeah, let's compromise on gun control. Here's how it works. Liberals favor gun control, conservatives are against it. Well, let's be bipartisan. Let's simply take away all the guns from the liberals and give them to us. That way, if there's ever a conflict like Election 2000 that cannot be resolved peaceably, we will win because we will have all the guns. Let's compromise on taxes. Left favors higher taxes, right favors lower taxes. Well, if the left likes socialism and wealth redistribution so much, fine by me. Let's simply take the money from them and give it to us. If they try to stop us, remember my first bullet point, we will have all the guns. Let's compromise on energy. If liberals hate oil and coal so much, let's simply ban liberals from using oil and coal. And force them to live in mud huts powered by wind from Barack Obama and Joe Biden speeches. Now, I normally stay very, very quiet on social issues to the consternation of some of my CRA friends. Nobody knows how I feel. I get it from all sides. But I wanted to have a little fun, so I asked Rick Santorum and Jim DeMint at separate events in South Carolina during presidential fever, because everybody knows where they stand on social issues. And I asked them both, I said, Senators, would you still be willing to be pro-life if you knew that modern medical technology would show that the child would grow up to be defective ideologically like Nancy Pelosi? Rick Santorum, which is probably why he got the NFRA endorsement, looked at me and said, I believe there's hope for every child. Jim DeMint looked at me and said, wow, Eric, that's a hard choice. He's no longer in the Senate. I think I accidentally got him fired. Haley Barber, when I asked him, looked at me and said, well, Eric, sometimes you gotta take the bitter with the sweet. You know, and again, sometimes the left go far too far on social issues. I have never been on the front lines of the culture wars, but they drag me into it. I gotta draw a line. I'm gonna take a bold stand right now. I'm sorry, liberals, but I am against gay couples having abortions. And when they say to me, why? I say, because God won't allow it. They say, you Bible-thumping zealot. I'm like, no, really, he won't trust me on this one. I really really think if we suggest that to Nancy Pelosi, she will try to advance legislation, so don't let that leave this room. And one other thing, I am totally 100% against metrosexual marriage. You know those beta males, the ones that are so neat and everything is perfect, we call them Phil Donahue sissy males, okay? Nobody wants those people getting married because then we will have a new generation of emasculated males. So please, alpha males only. And if you're wondering where beta males can be found, it's basically every Democratic presidential nominee except for Bill Clinton. I'm not convinced Barack Obama's male, okay? He bowled a 37, he wears mom jeans, 2 for 22 basketball shooting, forget his skeet shooting, and nobody can be the leader of the free world when they are only the 5th most powerful person in their own household. No, I mean 6. We forgot Valerie Jarrett. Oh, come on now. Anybody who thought that we'd never have a black woman president, President Jarrett is doing the best she can. Let me tell you what the Jarrett administration, what Valerie Jarrett does every night, okay? She tucks Barack Obama into bed, okay? Gives him a kiss on the forehead, gives him his ice cream, tells him how perfect he is, and reads him his favorite bedtime story, The Little Prince. However, the good news, she only gets 2/3 of the way through due to sequester budget cuts. And due to sequester budget cuts, I will be cutting my remarks short by 12 3/4 hours. And I want to say that even though Rand Paul did give a 13-hour filibuster, look, Barack Obama's 6 years into a decade-long filibuster. That's pretty impressive. And he said absolutely nothing. But I had my disagreement with Rand Paul, and I said to him, I know that you have a problem with drones, okay, but you know what? Barack Obama's president. He has every right as commander-in-chief to send John Kerry to the Middle East. And hopefully, like the Palestinians, John Kerry, there will be no right of return. But, the issue is, should we have drones against American citizens on American soil? And I got Rand Paul to agree to a compromise. It is perfectly okay to use drones against American citizens on American soil if the target is the Academy Awards. Anything that takes up Seth MacFarlane in Hollywood is good policy. Now, people say you can't even make fun of Barack Obama. You know, they say he's like actor Will Smith. Cool, calm, collected, doesn't get rattled, nothing to make fun of. For those who say we can't make fun of Barack Obama, this is still America, so I say, yes we can, yes we can, yes we can. Yes we can, yes we should, yes we absolutely will. And the message you delivered in 2010 and will again in 2014 is, Mr. President, no you can't, no you won't, and no you don't. There is tons to make fun of Barack Obama. First of all, he's nothing like actor Will Smith. I saw the movies Independence Day and Men in Black. Will Smith secured the borders and took care of the aliens. Let's start out with the obvious. Barack Obama's head is so disproportionate they should rename the presidential plane Air Force One. And you would think with ears that size, just once he would listen, but he doesn't. There's tons to make fun of Barack Obama. I don't want to say that he's a snob, but I look at him and I think, picture what would happen if Francois Hollande and John Kerry had a baby. You know what? I'll take that back. There's nothing wrong with being half black, but to say somebody's half French is unforgivable. The fact of the matter is that we are being bullied. And I wrote the book Ideological Bigotry, books and t-shirts. I recommend the books because they're more expensive. And if any of you try to lowball me, I did not bring the t-shirts. But the fact is that the left are bullies, and the only thing bullies understand is force. So, how do we deal with them? You know what? When they hit, we hit even harder. Now, I learned this from my father. The reason I became a Republican is because I am the son of a Holocaust survivor. And when you are the son of a Holocaust survivor, you will not get an ounce of sympathy growing up for anything as long as you live. Teenage angst, not in my household, praise never doled out. Tried to convince Dad social studies class was too hard. He just looked at me unsympathetically and asked, "Did the teacher try to shoot you?" I said, no. He said, get upstairs and learn personal responsibility. My parents complaining about the border, South Florida. I said, Pop, what have the Cubans ever done to you? He said, son, I was talking about the northern Florida border. The New York liberals keep coming. So the lesson is, when they bring a knife, we me, bring a bazooka or a Predator drone if you have access to one, and if you do, the AG has paperwork for you to fill out. But one of the things I've learned, and Barack Obama will never understand this, it is always better to have people ask, why are you finished speaking, than when are you finished speaking? So I will leave you with a Hebrew word. The word is hineni. It means here I am. Never give up, never give in, always fight for what you believe in, never back down from a fight. Don't bring that knife to the gunfight, bring the bazooka. We are right, the left is wrong. We will win, they will lose. We will laugh and we will make them cry in 2014, 2016, 2020 and beyond, and have fun doing it. Live, love, laugh, win. That upside down fedora over there is for donations. I take everything from McDonald's gift certificates to silver bullion, provided they can be converted into McDonald's gift certificates. If you don't buy one book, buy three. Hineni, here I am, and I leave you with my favorite words. Thank you and God bless. Because I have to leave at 9:45 sharp, I will be back there selling my books, but for those who want to come back and buy a book, please be very, very careful, because I don't want our next phenomenal speaker to be mad at me, because I want him to buy a few books as well. Thank you.
We need some humor in our lives, now more than ever, so I hope that you enjoy his he calls me his Christian godmother. So he's my Jewish godson.